Canada is in the mood for closing spousal open work permits, and only limited time is left to apply for the same. Only masters, PhD, and postgraduate students will be getting spousal open work permit in the near future. 2 weeks are only left to apply for a spousal open work permit. Will your spousal open work permit will be rejected in case you apply now? So as per the latest update from Immigration Minister Mr. Mark Miller, he has made this very clear that international students who are doing undergraduate programs or postgraduate programs in Canada, especially the college students, the spouses of those students will no more be given spouse open work permit. He believed that this program has been misused in the system because in the past there were a lot of fake marriages has been done and documentations were fabricated for the same, and the entire system was abused very bad. Now for genuine people it is the last chance to apply for same because this program will be ending soon, and post that in case you're studying in a college or undergraduate, postgraduate, then your spouse will no longer be allowed to come to Canada on spouse open work permit. Post these changes which were done, new visa rules have come into effect. Now there are new rules for spouse open work permits which were introduced. You must be thinking about what can be done to come out of this situation or how to apply for a spouse open work permit. So in case your file is already there in the system before 22nd of January, then it is good. So in that case, you can still apply for a spouse open work permit. And also in case you have already got a Canada student visa, then also you can apply for spouse open work permit. And it is not mandatory that to apply, you have to be present in Canada. So in this video, I will be discussing 4 important things about new rules for spouse open work permit. And the topics which I will be covering are such as whether spouses studying in PPP colleges are eligible for spouse open work permit or not, how much funds are required to show as per the new rules, how much GIC is required in case you are applying along with your spouse, who all can apply for a spouse open work permit currently in the near future, and what courses are eligible for the same, what to do in case your spouse open work permit file has been refused. So I will be covering all these things in detail, so please make sure that you watch the video till the end. Before that, please subscribe to my channel because on this channel you'll be able to view such informative video from time to time. And by the end of this video, I'm confident that you'll get to know about new rules and new changes which are now introduced, and you will also have a better understanding. By keeping all these rules in mind, you can apply or make changes in your file accordingly. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Pawan Speaks Canada. I hope everybody is doing well. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Let's talk about the new rule that has come into effect for spouse open work permits. Firstly, I'm going to talk about studying in PPP colleges and whether they are eligible for spouse work permit or not. So in case your spouse is studying in a PPP college or they are enrolled in any college, either it's a public college or a private college, which is not eligible for work permit, so in that case, you are not eligible or will not be getting any spouse open work permit. This is as per the new rule. In case you're planning to take a spouse open work permit until the time this gets banned, as this ban is coming up very soon, and post ban only master's courses are eligible for a spouse open work permit. But before the ban, in case your spouse is studying in any college which does not have a work permit, so in that case you are not eligible even under International Mobility Program, which is also called as IMP program. So please make sure that your spouse is studying in a college that has a work permit so that you're also eligible to apply for a spouse open work. Let's talk about the funds and how much funds are required as per new rules. Previously, I recommended around $14,000 to $15,000 funds should be available so that you can show that that you have enough funds for all your expenses such as travel expenses, stay expenses, and can take care of all the expenses. But since the time these changes were introduced, when the GIC was introduced on 31st and GIC was increased from $10,000 to $20,000, this was linked with LICO, that is income cutoff, to reach that decision. Low income cutoff is basically a table with which they calculate for one person it was nearly 20,000 CAD that is required to sustain, and as per the calculation from LICO, the fund or the GIC got doubled. Now, on the basis of that only, in case you're putting up your file for spouse open work permit, so please make sure that you increase the fund from $14,000 to $15,000. I'm not saying it that you double it, but please increase it a bit more. I would rather suggest increasing it up to $25,000 because GIC has increased, and as per LICO, more funds will be required. Due to the inflation in Canada right now, everything has become so expensive so that you have to show your funds accordingly. So I would suggest the fund should be between $20,000 to $25,000 in case you're planning to put a file for a spouse open work permit. And in case you are planning and putting a file along with your spouse, as GIC for one person is 20,000 Canadian dollars, this is something very important. You should know about it. So it should be at least $25,000 for two people. Also, in case you are putting up your file along with your spouse, so I would highly recommend that you can pay $25,000 GIC. So please make sure funding is done properly and the funds are shown accordingly. Now let's talk about another most commonly asked question, that who all can apply for spouse open work permit in the near future. What will be the eligibility criteria, or who can get an open spouse open work permit? So you already know that post the ban, only the students enroll in masters or the students who are already on work permit are the only people who can apply for spouse open work permit. In case right now you have done bachelor's and until now you have not taken any decision and did not put the file and did not pay any fees, and your file has not got into the embassy, so I would highly recommend you to take admission in master's courses. Either this course could be even for 1 year or 2 years, because now even for 1 year masters you are eligible to get work permit for 3 years. So please apply through a master's program, and also you can apply for your spouse along with your file. In case you are applying for masters, there is a 100% guarantee that your spouse will get spouse open work permit. Also, in case you're already on a work permit in Canada, then there is no problem at all. You can apply for spouse visa at any point of time. Now I'm going to talk about the most important thing, which is a problem area for a lot of people, because they have applied for a spouse open work permit, but their file got rejected. So in case your file gets rejected, then what to do next? So regarding this, there are a lot of questions in everybody's mind, that in case your file gets rejected once, can they apply for spouse open work permit again? Because there are only few weeks which are left for the complete ban. In case you want to put up the file again, what all things that needs to be taken care, so when you reapply, it does not get rejected again. The most basic reason for rejection that I have noticed is funds availability, because people show funds for their spouse and they also think that in case you show funds in Canada, then it will be considered. But this is not true. Showing funds for Canada doesn't impact your application anywhere, because in case your spouse is a main applicant, their funds matters the most, and you should declare those funds properly. The second reason for the rejection is that the relationship is not been proven properly. People who are on work permits, and in case they have not provided the proper specification for tier code and they have not mentioned the responsibilities properly on the letter, then also your spouse open work permit file will be rejected. There are also some more important documents like a marriage certificate, marriage proof, relationship proof, your stability and your ties. So all these important factors needs to be considered before applying for a spouse open work permit. And in case you are applying for a second time, and in case this time it's get rejected, then there might be a possibility that as this program is getting closed soon, your spouse will not be able to come along with you. I have discussed about these new rules which have come up after all the changes were announced or were introduced. I will quickly do a recap. The first rule is the PPP rule. So in case there is any PPP college in which you are taken admission which do not have a work permit, in that case you will not get a spouse open work permit. The second is, please make sure that you need to show more funds now, and in case you're applying along with the spouse, then pay GIC $25,000 instead of $20,000. And the third one is that in case it is possible, please try to apply for a master's program so that you can easily get a visa without any difficulty. And lastly, in case you have applied for a visa already, you can still apply for a spouse open work permit. And also, in case your file got rejected, you still have time to reapply for spouse open work permit. And the most important another thing is this: in case your spouse Canada visa is already approved, then also you can still apply for spouse open work permit. Please share the video with the maximum number of people, because students with spouse visa requirement should be aware of all these new changes. I hope you have liked this informative video, and in case you like the video, please hit the like button, and in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please subscribe to my channel and click on that bell icon so that you do not miss out on any important information. Thank you for watching Pawan Speaks Canada. See you soon in my next video. Thank you and all the best.